Hey everybody, before we start today's show, I want to celebrate with you just a little bit. We are proud to announce we have passed 10,000 downloads of this, the Harrisonburg podcast. Thanks to all the listeners, supporters, community as a whole for just being a part of our little local show. We love to interact with the people of this town, and if you have anything that you would like to hear on the show or have any suggestions to share, just shoot us an email at brothershowtoshell@gmail.com or find us on our site or even on those dreaded social networks. Either way, here's to the next 10,000. Thanks again.
This week's episode is brought to you by Restless Moons Brewing, a Harrisonburg original. If you're looking for a true local hangout, this is it. They got fantastic craft beer and a community vibe that is unmatched. Find your favorite spot at 120 West Wolf Street. Visit restlessmoons.com or find them on Facebook for the full schedule. Restless Moons, crafting community one pint at a time. Stay local.
Hey everyone, just a quick reminder to check out the new hub at brothershowtoshell.com. You can browse the new merch store, look up upcoming gig dates, and if you drop your email on the homepage, you're automatically entered to win a free t-shirt in their 50 subscriber raffle cycle. Head on over to brothershowtoshell.com. What were we saying about the Pararaptors?
Raptors. What are you talking about?
Pararaptoring?
Paragliding and you have interactions with buzzards.
That's not the term.
Para-hawking.
Para-hawking.
No relation to Stephen.
Stephen Para-hawking. Enough of that frivolity. It's time for Bingo is Life.
Hey! Now, do you hear how light that clap is? Why is that clap so light?
Because
tonight,
we don't have the usual gang around the table for the Harrisonburg podcast.
Yeah, the Harrisonburg
Bingo is
podcast.
Life.
That's right.
We're down 2 Chris's.
We're down
right.
down to Chris, and down another Chris. I'm Jay Zehr. I'm still here.
Welcome.
Back from my sabbatical.
Yes.
In Tara Hospital. And we have Mom Shackles all the way from the Queen City.
Yay.
Fresh out of cutting my own bangs.
Is that what they're doing out in Stanton
That's
now?
what this look is.
Hey.
We were joined by one of the Bingo Boys.
Yes. Well,
The
some
one.
of us work hard all the time, and then some people go on vacation.
I thought didn't he get called up for duty?
Yeah, that's it.
In Iraq?
His duty was to be at the beach.
His duty was to be at the beach. The sharks are coming in. Well, your bangs look okay. I wouldn't have
thanks.
even noticed if you hadn't said anything.
I'm sorry.
I did notice you had a different haircut, but I didn't.
Yeah.
It didn't impinge on my
Oh,
consciousness.
good. Yeah. Well, I'm glad it's not disrupting your day.
I don't cut my own bangs anymore because my hair stopped growing in that section of
Yeah.
my head.
Yeah.
How about
They
you?
cut
Bob?
I'm
themselves.
familiar. Yeah, I'm familiar with the problem.
Receding bang line.
No bang line.
No bang line.
No bang line. That doesn't sound good. That's not right. You don't want to be in the no bang line.
Can you? Our producer can cut that out, right?
We go back.
Sure.
Can we go back to when there was a bang line? We want to go to that party.
We have no guest this evening.
Well, yeah, it's very interesting. Very interesting. So,
We had the opportunity for a guest.
We did. We do. It's fine. We're in a good place.
We told him he had to make sure his parole officer knew, and that was the last we heard from him.
What do you call these fluff episodes? Vanity?
Fluff.
What do you call it?
Vanity?
Fluff?
Yes.
Vanity?
The vanity episode's good. Green, I know, is what
I
we
know
know.
you green, but there was another term you have for them where we just talk about ourselves.
I think vanity episode is probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it is the
Vanity.
dog days of summer.
It is the dog days of
It is
summer.
very hot in Harrisonburg.
For this, for tonight's bingo, I had to have a substitute host since Chris wasn't here. I want to make sure I thank him. Noel Bastian, a guy I work with.
Thank you, Noel.
He also works for Augusta County Public Schools.
he was
not
taller than me.
He's a very tall guy, and that's why I asked him to be here. I said, I need somebody tall. Can you be there for me? He said, yes.
Cool. Thank you, Noel. You're the best person for the job today because Jay's going to cuss and I'm going to screw up the eyes.
So you did it with
you.
Chris, right?
I did.
You did, yeah.
He ran circles around me and I could not get anything straight.
Right.
So
No.
Jay,
19.
did you cuss again?
I think he did. I had Jay. You hosted twice, right?
At least, maybe more.
Maybe 3 times.
Yeah.
The substitute bingo host job does not fit you well.
Well, you brought me back after I cussed.
I did.
I don't
'cause
even remember
I
cussing.
thought there was redemption.
Like, yes,
I think you cussed right in front of children.
Well, if I didn't know I was cussing, I would have been,
Yeah.
Screening my audience.
Yeah, that's all.
How old are you before I say this bad word referencing carnal activity?
Now, I will say one thing. It happened twice. There were two sets of people here that both said to me, "We're from out of town," and one of them was like, we were the last time we were here was 2 years ago, and we came back because we wanted to see you guys. And I was like, "Oh, Chris is going to be upset," but they still had a wonderful time.
Good.
And they even won some pizza at the table.
Oh.
There goes Noel now.
Yes, there goes Noel. See you guys.
He's going to miss the big game, the big pickleball tournament.
So yeah, Noel was I mentioned him before a couple weeks ago on this podcast. He was the one that was playing pickleball first time, and he broke his foot.
Oh.
So he's on a boot right now, but he's just about finished. He said.
And is he going to try again?
No, I think that was it.
That's probably causing billions of dollars in health care
Yeah.
costs to these.
The pickleball scourge.
Yeah, these entitled boomers with really good life insurance,
Yeah,
good
well-
medical insurance are falling down and having
Between pickleball and backyard trampolines, we are in trouble in this country.
I think, yeah.
Are backyard trampolines having a resurgent popularity?
Well, you know what? I
Resurgence?
just was it yesterday? I think I heard about it. Another person I work with, her child bounced right out of the thing. Apparently, landed in between the springs and
Ouch.
nearly broke themselves. But they're fine. And
Okay.
but trampolines are no joke, man.
No.
they're like real death traps.
Yeah, yeah. So this is Bingo is Life coming to you from Ruby's Arcade. Just to let you all know, a public service announcement. Beware of trampolines.
Yes, don't watch
They'll
out.
get ya.
Watch out having so much fun out there.
Yes.
I understand we have a Department of Corrections.
That is correct. We do have a Department of Corrections. I have one, and you have one as well, right?
If we get to
Do
it.
you want to start with yours?
Go ahead with yours.
Okay, so we last week had Haley Hudson. She's with the band Haley's Comet, and Dr. Howell will be playing with Haley's Comet at Alpine Goat on Saturday, July 4th. So there you go. Come out and see it. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah. What
But
time?
it's 2:00, I believe.
Okay. You should, if you want to go check a time somewhere.
Yeah, if you go to brothershowtoshow.com, the time is there. I know it's there. So anyways, we were talking about the Fish song, Haley's Comet, okay? And there was some back and forth about what might be the best version. I said, I'll post the best version. I went to YouTube, looked up a couple versions of Haley's Comet, and I put in a 1999 version. I wish I could remember exactly where it was from, but or what place they were playing, but I found out that that indeed is not the best cover of that song by Fish, and this is coming from the official Fish fan.
Chris Howdy Show.
No.
Oh.
No. Carl Brooks.
Oh.
The official.
Bringing in the big guns.
Yeah, because he wrote the Bible in Fish.
There's a mushroom named after Chris. There's a mushroom named after Carl Brooks.
So, Carl's the one who has one of his pictures in the album. Of one of their albums, and I sound like an idiot when I talk about Fish. I'm just gonna throw that out there. I sound like one of those albums that they did at one time. But anyways, Carl was like, no, the best version of Haley's Comet is one from 1997 at I believe it's Hampton Coliseum, and apparently he said that all of the Fish fans who know what's real, they all agree that is the version of Haley's Comet that makes the most sense. Does that sound right?
We're referring
Sure.
to our token Fish fan here at the table.
So thank you, Carl, for setting me straight. Thank you, Fish fans, for putting up with me talking about
smack.
Fish. Because the joke was that
the song's an hour long.
Yeah,
But
right.
none of those versions that are the best are an hour.
No.
19 minutes. It'll get you somewhere if you're listening to it in the car, but not an hour.
Yeah, it'll get you somewhere.
I also have a correction regarding old guys in bands nobody listens to anymore.
Oh, no.
Christian, a couple of weeks ago, had said that there was only one original member of Little Feat still in the current lineup.
Yes.
And Christian, I'm only bringing this up because somebody did bring this up to me. That is technically correct, But in the
Can I stop you there for a second?
Yes.
It just proves that we have listenership.
Right.
They're correcting us.
Right. They're stopping us in the street
like,
with
hey,
their suggestions and
with-
corrections.
So
right.
I confirmed this with my own personal research. That is technically correct, but in the current lineup for Little Feat, 3 of the 6 musicians were in the classic Little Feat lineup that played throughout the 70s. That played on, for example, the Waiting for Columbus live
okay.
album, or Dixie Chicken, or
Right.
Feats Don't Fail Me Now.
I see.
And so if you don't know what the we're talking about,
That's the 2.
stop listening to the podcast right now and go listen to Waiting for Columbus.
Okay.
Let's check it out. That's like one of the most famous and supposedly best live albums of all time. Definitely of the 70s.
So there were three members as well.
There's
Still
three
left.
3 members who have been in the band for 54 years.
Gotcha.
It's like saying Stevie Nicks was not an original member of Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah.
Which is true, but
I went down, based on that conversation, I went down a Beach Boys kind of same thing, and I did not realize there was so much vitriol for Mr. Love. What's his name? Is it Mike Love?
the father or the band member?
Band member. There was a lot of people saying that they did, and it made me think I need to go
Wait,
look.
Mike Love,
Yeah, Mike Love.
the lyricist, the
Yes.
singer,
Yeah.
No, Mike Love, not war.
the lead singer.
Yes. I've heard, I mean, people were saying awful things, and I'm not sure why, so now I'm all intrigued. I'm like,
Did you know
what happened?
Glenn Campbell was in the Beach Boys.
Is that right?
When Brian Wilson had his mental breakdown, Glenn Campbell replaced him on stage.
Is that right?
That is absolutely right.
Well, they count John Stamos as
John Stamos.
he's
Because he sang their songs all the time on Full House.
Yes.
Wow.
He's considered he's a draw. Like,
Yeah.
I just think
He's
it's kind
still
of funny.
beautiful.
Yeah, well, this is
John
true.
Stamos, how do you do that?
Genetics,
Him
what a
and
gift.
Paul Rudd, probably vampires. And it's okay.
Yeah,
Let's
probably.
bring in our guest.
Yes, let's bring in our guest. Our guest is, well, it's you, Jay.
Me. That's what they
It
said.
is you. So, what I wanted to talk about, because we've mentioned it a couple times here and there, and he's kind of peppered it into several conversations, but Jay used to own a record store here in Harrisonburg. And I want you to have the opportunity, because I'm interested in hearing the details. I want you to tell us about this store.
Well, Department of Corrections, that record store was owned by the Town and Campus Record Corporation,
Ooh.
incorporated in,
So your name was- your name-
Wilmington, Delaware.
There it is.
By Vernon Zehr Jr.
Oh.
The late Vernon Zehr Jr. From New York. The
So-
New York Zehrs.
So it was incorporated through...
Well,
Mr. Zehr.
the long story was how far back?
Okay, let's start at the beginning. At one point, there was no store that you were working in.
Yes.
And then there was one. How did you get there?
Well, let's go. Okay, we'll go back to the Music Museum.
Okay, I'm not aware of
which was
what is
on
that?
East Market Street. It was about where Black Sheep Coffee is now, but nobody knows. Across from Gitchel's.
Yeah.
Was
In what year or decade?
it would have been there in '83.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay.
And Eddie Sager.
Okay.
Does that mean anything to anybody?
I know
there might be some
Sager,
listeners who
but-
he is
Right.
the wonderful, wonderful guy who recently passed away.
Okay, gotcha.
And he was running that.
All right.
And since he's gone, I can go ahead and tell the whole story. What had happened? There was also one in Charlottesville, at least, and the owner had persuaded him to invest his own personal finances into the music museum.
Into the music museum.
And there was a lot of cocaine usage.
I see.
Everything seemed like
Now-
a good idea.
What was in the music museum?
Records.
Records.
Not
So just-
cocaine.
not
Records and cassette
Were there
tapes.
instruments or anything like that?
No,
Or
it was a record
it was
store.
just
I bought my first Violent Femmes album in there.
Oh,
I bought my
nice.
first REM album in there.
Were there other people confused, like I would be walking in thinking that they'd actually see a museum?
No, it was it was
you-
like what was the Body Shop was on that street. You know, it was an appropriate name at the time.
Okay, so it was cool. Like you,
was
I
like-
would have just come off as an idiot.
Yeah.
You think there's a museum
What?
here?
What do you
no,
expect? What?
it's just a store.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Eddie, the fella he had who had persuaded him to put his credit on the line,
Yes.
used up all his money,
Of course.
bankrupted the whole operation,
Oh.
put Eddie in a horrible financial situation.
Okay.
And the place went broke. And Stuart Downs, who's also passed away, but is the father of Elliot Downs, who owns the music and records half of Wonder.
Yep, Wonder.
He always had he was a record collector, and he was a professor at JMU, really, really great guy. He ran the Saw Hill Gallery for many years, and he wanted to start a record store because he was a record collector. So he purchased the inventory of the Music Museum at a sheriff's auction.
Oh, okay.
Leased the place, which is
Now, I got a question.
Yeah.
You said a sheriff's auction?
Yeah, that doesn't sound good.
That doesn't. Well, I mean, usually they don't do the financial stuff through a sheriff's office, or maybe they do.
Well, okay,
Or
that
they did.
portion of the story I cannot vouch for. Other than that the Music Museum went bankrupt, out of business.
Okay.
And the stock was purchased at distressed prices by Stuart
I see.
Downs,
Okay.
who moved it and combined it with some of his own collection and over to what is now Midtown Market.
Okay. Yes.
Previously been the Sanitary Lunch for many years.
Right.
The little sandwich shop.
Sanitary lunch.
That's what it was called.
That's cute.
Cleanest restaurant in town.
And they said people would come in there for years into the record store looking for a little old
For
man.
sandwiches.
Could you make me a sandwich?
That's cool. Well, all right. So, what was the level of inventory we're talking about? I mean, we're talking about dozens, hundreds, thousands of.
Enough records to have a used record store.
Enough to have a store.
Hundreds,
Okay, gotcha.
hundreds.
Yeah.
A big. It was a record store, and
Yeah.
so Stuart started that, and he hired Eddie to run it for him.
Even though Eddie had just lost all his.
It wasn't his fault.
Oh, okay.
But so that led to a lot of people were confused. They thought it was Eddie's record store. He had just moved. There was
Right,
a lot of
right.
people,
Yeah.
customers get confused. So
Yeah.
he was running that, and subsequently moved to the Box Factory, which is at the intersection of Liberty and Water Street.
So we have to ask again another quantitative question. Was it a factory that made boxes, or
It was
was
a factory that made boxes.
It was
Oh,
a
well,
factory
that
that
had-
made
makes
boxes.
sense.
that had gone out of business.
No, they
Now-
were a cake store.
It's yeah, right.
This is
Hey,
a-
welcome to the box factory.
This is
You want a sandwich?
This is a really
Yeah.
sad story from the late '80s. That the people that owned it, the Bradshaws were their names, and they were way ahead of their time. They were renovating the old box factory. They had there was an antique store in there. There was a record store. There was a bookstore. There was a awning place up top. There was a comic book store at one point. Laughing Dog started out in the back,
Oh,
the
right,
print
yeah.
shop, and they had a space in there. They were trying to get somebody to put a restaurant in. It was a really nice space. It was a really nice old building that they were renovating.
They were really thinking outside the box. Back-
And yeah, there you
It
go.
was right there.
And when the decision was made behind closed doors by the good old boys as to where to build the new judicial complex, that place just got taken down. I was told several weeks before the decision was made, "You're safe. You're in the building owned by the Bradshaws. We're not taking that." But the push came to shove. All the people with connections with the city,
Yeah.
like Curtis Kite on the Curtis Kite Buick place, which is now where Matchbox is.
Yeah.
That dealership, that was a big empty spot that would have been a better place. And
gotcha.
the Denton,
Interesting history,
Denton
yeah.
everything. Anyway, so
Now there was also wasn't it? It was a nightclub there.
Mystic Den,
Yeah, Mystic Den.
also known as the other place.
The other place.
And I think it was it the Gandhi Dancer? It was something else.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
probably other things I don't remember.
Yeah.
The other place, when the Elbow Room was trying to expand, that was the other place.
The other.
It was a really
makes
nice
sense.
spot. I'm jumping ahead in the story.
Okay.
So anyway, we had moved. They had moved the operation there to the Liberty Street location.
Yeah.
Eddie was running it. There was a Jack McCaslin was working there. He's a professor from JMU, an art professor.
Okay.
People might know. And then my ex-wife, Lynn Lowe, was also working there.
Okay. Gotcha.
And she was pregnant at the time, and I was working for a very blue collar job. I don't know what the hell I was doing, but we were working on restoring power lines in the county, Osmos. And
Is this where you had to like mark poles?
we had to treat poles. It was we were saving the environment.
Yeah,
We were preserving poles. Anyway, and smoking a lot of marijuana. I don't think I can get prosecuted by Osmos now.
Yeah,
But anyway, so I'm doing that job.
All right.
We're up on a mountain in Highland County.
Yeah.
One day, and then so they did.
Marking poles, smoking pot.
Well, yeah.
All right.
No, we were like treating them.
No, treating.
Digging them and drilling them and doing all
okay.
kinds of putting creosote on them and all kinds of shit.
Okay.
Okay, mark that. Sorry.
3.
They were smoking poles and marking pot.
So anyway,
Marking pole tots.
Lynn Lowe is pregnant with Nevin.
Okay.
And Stuart Downs decides to sell the record store.
Okay.
Eddie was the first choice, but could not come up with the financing because of his previous.
He had just lost all that money, right? Yeah.
Jack was not interested, so it came to my
Jack who?
Jack McCaslin.
Oh, okay.
The second employee.
Yep.
And so he went to my wife, and, and she decided it would be a good idea that we would buy this record store. I would run it, and she could stay home with the impending child.
Baby. Yeah.
Impending.
Impending.
The impending Nevin.
Usually it's impending doom. No.
What's close? He's okay now. He's in South America. If I ever need to get away from this country, I'll sleep on their porch in Bogota. Anyway, so he. I did not want to do it. And so she went to my father behind my back and said, loan us the money to buy this record store. He's like, no. What we'll do is he
was a Zehr through and through, and he was like, loan money?
What? He had been like planning crazy. He's one of those guys, who's planning crazy businesses all his life, and he loved the idea that you could incorporate in Delaware. Like back then, maybe still, 50% of all the corporations were incorporated in Delaware. You could dodge taxes. And no, I'll make a corporation and we'll buy it with a corporation. He was just so excited. I was like, I still don't want to do it unless we get go to an accountant or something.
Sure.
So I still remember the meeting. We're at the
You said I want an accountant.
We're at the meeting with all these accountants, and they're like, "This is a really bad idea to buy this business."
Did they really? They said it was bad.
It was a bad idea.
Full of accountants.
Well,
not just one.
Yeah, right.
Well,
several.
When you're Jay Zehr,
why are you trying to incorporate in Delaware? First off. Yeah.
So we went ahead and did it. So I went.
Wait. How did you get from a bunch of accountants saying no to you deciding we're doing this?
Vernon Zehr Jr. and Lynn Lowe. Yes, we're doing it.
Wow.
And
you both, but you did both get on board.
Yes.
You decided, all right, we're doing this for whatever reason.
I was like along for the ride.
Yeah.
As I was for most of my life. But anyway, so I went from one day being out in Highland County, drilling poles. So I get down to the record store. Lynn Lowe hands me all the books. It's like, here's the
business.
Here's Billboard magazine. Here's this and that. Just order stuff every week.
Yeah.
Only rule is the only things that do not sell in this record store are rap music and heavy metal.
And what year was this when you started?
It would have been 1988.
88. Ooh, an interesting time to be getting into the music scene.
Yes, very interesting.
Because we talked a little bit about this in 91, which we'll get to.
Well, what I very fortunately lucked into was that the compact disc.
Yes, okay.
Which had only come out in 83.
Okay.
The compact disc, the first sales of CDs in the United States was in 1983. By 1988, it had surpassed the LP.
Okay, so your store was primarily CDs?
No, it was not CDs at all.
At all?
Hardly. I mean, it had a very small selection of new CDs, and it had a section of used CDs that was maybe 2 feet by 2 feet.
Yeah.
A little.
So that gave your business a little of a niche.
Niche. No, we didn't have a niche. We were like a used record store. What do you mean by no?
Why do people want to be there?
You've been in Midtown Market. There's no room for a niche.
Yeah, right.
Well, okay.
Why did people want to show up there? I mean, it was because it was cool, right?
It was cool. Stuart had some really interesting ideas. Like one of his main ideas for this record store was that it was going to be renting records.
Oh.
And he had researched this.
Renting records.
He had researched this legally, so he was selling cassette tapes at a very low loss leader cost.
Okay.
And then
expecting to get them back?
No, you would buy the blank cassette tape, and you would rent the record, and you would go home and record it on the tape, and you'd bring the record back, and this was the business model.
Oh, wow.
So
full on
piracy.
Yeah.
Piracy on Water Street.
It was okay, first of all, if you want to be in the record business in 1988, you couldn't worry about piracy or anything like that. Because the whole thing was run by gangsters.
Right. And it's kind of the music scene has always been that way.
Well, what's the guy's name from Atlanta? Rick Beato.
Yeah.
It just coincidentally had they were talking about 1991, but they were talking also about how with a guy how corrupt and full of gangsters. Right. Just right after we had that conversation.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I get in there. So there's probably like 8 customers, and they're all of the same demographic and mindset as Jay Zehr.
This is day one.
This is day one.
Yeah.
The people renting the records, you can imagine who it is that's renting the records. They're all good old boys like me, the rounders from around town.
Yeah.
And, you'd run them the record. They were supposed to keep it for like a 2 days or whatever. And it'd be like 3 weeks later, they'd come back and be all scratched. You lost all your money. In other words, you would open up a new copy of the Springsteen album and rent it 7 or 8 times and then sell it as a used record, and then that's how it was supposed to work. It wasn't working that way at all.
Didn't work out that way.
So finally, like if Blockbuster had blank tape, tools to pirate.
And do you need a VCR to go along with that? Yeah, one that records other VCR. Yeah.
So that was my first executive decision. Was after about a couple of weeks, I was like, "This is taking a lot of work."
So so from day one, you started with we're going to copy these things.
What do you mean? That's how
piracy.
That's how it was running.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what I inherited. That was the operation, and I immediately said, "This is not working at all." It's with the piracy. It's taking a lot of work.
Yeah.
We're losing money. I'm having to deal with
piracy is too much work, and besides all that, I got scurvy.
So I eliminated record rentals, and everyone
were they mad?
Oh, they were so mad. I'm never coming back there again. You'll never be in business.
Right.
They were all like my buddies. It would be like not TP Paul, but if TP Paul had been here, he would. You just imagine TP Paul.
They're like, Jay, you sold out.
You
man.
sold out. Yeah.
You're working for the man.
You're working for the man.
Let's do a quick side note, just for those in the audience who may not be familiar with TP Paul. The TP part is not 2 letters standing for other things. It is the reference to the style of tent.
TP.
As he spent a good deal of time living in a tent.
All right.
When I first met TP Paul, he was driving around town in a little beat up car with Wisconsin plates that had been dead for 2 years, no insurance.
That makes perfect sense.
Place, and he and no driver's license.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect any.
He got picked up by a Harrisonburg cop who found marijuana. I'm sure. I'm going to tell the story anyway. This was 40 years ago. He had marijuana, and so he had to call. So somebody who was working for it to come get him. They let him go. Cops took the marijuana. I said, "I'm just going to keep this in case you turn out to be a serial killer. Otherwise."
Oh my Lord! Wow.
So that I'll be really good and high when you come back to kill me. What is the theory there?
I don't know.
No, it was like we're going to let you. I'm just going to throw this in the trash can down at the police department.
Gotcha.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
All right, back to the store. So you got in. You started initiating some big changes right at the beginning.
Right.
And you pissed off all your friends because you said, "I'm not going to pirate anymore."
Yeah, and then
all right.
So we got in there, and then Tim Rouse was being the first thing that happened was I was reading the Billboard magazine and ordering stuff. And I was like,
you're trying to learn the business, right?
I was learning the business. And like, so Tone Loc.
Yeah, Tone Loc, right.
Tone Loc is like number, I don't know.
Was that
6 with a bullet or whatever?
No, that was
Wild Thing.
Wild Thing. That's right. And the sequel, Sexy Cold Medina.
So I'm like, well, there's no reason why this is. I'm going to order one of these CDs, and then my wife saw the chart, and she said, "What are you doing? Rap doesn't sell in this record store."
Okay,
it's like, okay, well, we start selling it, and then I was looking at
so it was just assumed that it wouldn't sell.
Yes, because they assumed it was targeted to like the alternative. That was when WXJM came on the air. So like REM, all the old.
So people saw the record store as an alternative.
Yes, it was targeted to It was called Town and Campus Records. It was targeted to the JMU students. So it was like the Replacements, REM, Beat Farmers, just alternative music. What you would see on 120 Minutes on MTV.
Yes. Okay.
Which you could not even get MTV at that time in Harrisonburg, Virginia. So you would go. They would say if an alternative band was on Saturday Night Live, you were supposed to stock it because it was going to sell. Because there was all you had was Q101, and they were notoriously pop.
You came in, you stopped the piracy, you started buying Tone Loc.
Well, so anyway, I was looking at and I saw that like Metallica.
Yeah.
You could get the back catalog of Metallica was discounted and sell them cheaper than what they were selling them at the mall. And Tim Rouse, who you know who I'm talking about, the manager from Golden Pony. He was,
Tim. Yeah.
He was just a kid at the time, and he was coming in buying a lot of stuff. And I was like, hey, I can get a really good price on these earlier Metallica albums, Ride the Lightning and whatever. And he said, I'd buy them. So I started ordering Metallica CDs, and lo and behold, they were on the shelf for like, they wouldn't last a day.
Wow.
So I was like, okay. So I started buying more heavy metal and rap. The whole thing about rap, it was total erroneous information from the previous management.
Right.
And
so this also, I think, kind of was happening industry-wide at the same time. A lot of people thought that music was popular based on a system that was very much self-interested.
It was totally corrupt. Well,
corrupt.
The guy, that was my observation, and the guy I just saw on the work, it's pronounced Beato, Rick Beato. You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It was somebody from with a lot of experience. It was total fantasy. They were just making up numbers.
Right. And it had been going this way for years, decades, as far as the charts were concerned.
I had a guy working for me who had been working for one of the big chains out in the Pacific Northwest, and he said, they would call up and they would say, hey, the Springsteen box set's number one, right? Like, yeah. Whatever CBS record says, it's number one. That's what's number one. And but then the downside of that is, back in those days, and you could be a longer build. You could take a longer time to break a record, but what they found out was actually happening it was the same as the film industry. The majors, most of the sales were happening instantly, right away.
And that's kind of where even now we've landed. People want their money right now, up front,
right.
And then they really don't care to let it breathe and grow. But that's a separate conversation.
Well, what happened? The main thing I did, and I can't remember if it was a conscious decision, but I mean, I was like, I got to get more CDs in here.
Okay.
And then I started this used CD business. I was paying probably a little bit more than I should have been, but you could make to sell a new CD. I had to go through a middleman. I wasn't big enough to buy direct from the record company.
And where were you going to get?
They were called one stops. There was a one stop out of Baltimore that they were using. We were using a one stop in Philadelphia. That place was definitely run by gangsters. But then the big turning point for you would order from them, and because I was even going through a middleman, I was still down the totem pole.
Sure,
I wasn't getting a good fill. I would order, and I would get 50% of what I'd ordered. So I'd be telling people, oh yeah, the new Motley Crue CD is going to be here Tuesday, and it wasn't here. I didn't get it because I wasn't.
They gave it to somebody else.
It's like getting a variety pack, and all of it is Apple.
Yeah. So there was a new company that had come along. It was called CD One Stop out of Boston or New England. No, actually they were Connecticut. And they were digitized, so when you ordered from them, they could tell you right on the spot, yeah, that's in stock, and you'll be getting it. Or that's not in stock.
And that kind of changed everything.
That changed everything for me and for a lot of other people too. And
was this also right around 91?
Prior to 91.
Just before. Gotcha.
Somewhere between 88 and 91.
Okay.
And they also implemented financed our point of sale system. We were one of the pilot programs where they financed point of sale systems for independent record stores, and then we went online and helped for the change I was talking about in 91. We were part of that.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Where all of a sudden independent record stores were contributing to the
right, and it kind of
data.
And it changed. Yeah, it changed how the data was being collected.
Yes, and also it was extrapolated, so we were having a bigger influence than just what our sales were. They were saying this record store and the other ones in this system represent 10 other stores that are not in the system.
Right.
They were doing extrapolations like that.
And this is when, because when we did the tribute show, the 91 tribute show, we called it the Year Music Broke. It was one of the reasons that there were so many different genres and styles that were all selling a lot.
I would say it was probably a huge reason as to why 91 is so big like that.
Right.
All those albums came out in the second half of 91 after that system was implemented in the spring of 91.
See, that to me is what's weird and interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Pearl Jam, Nirvana, Soundgarden, Two Live Crew was the first gangster rap album to top the charts that year. Garth Brooks had it.
Yes, that's
country
right.
was selling really
Yep.
well, and they didn't know about that.
Right.
And nobody did. Guns N' Roses was a huge album. I think they
Right.
put out a double album.
The Use Your Illusion.
yeah.
Was it Use? Yeah, something like that. Something about your illusion. Use it or not. Use it or lose it.
But that's how I got going. I got going.
All right, I'm an idiot. All right, there you go.
It's good. You gotta break it up every now and then with the.
Basically, we started selling the used CDs.
Okay, use CDs.
And these were not copied.
These were used CDs. Okay, you sell them to the college kids in September when they have lots of money and their credit cards are still have.
And then they bring them back and say, "Can I get any money for this?"
Yes, and then you pay. What I was trying to say was, you didn't get much of a markup on a new CD.
Yeah.
The way I was doing it, because I was trying to underprice the mall stores.
Yeah, right.
But you could get 50. You could buy a used CD for $4 or $5 and sell it for 10.
Right.
So that was the profit margin.
Yeah. Okay.
And the thing about a CD, I was thinking back on that. People, are talking about vinyl being better. Vinyl, I remember the first time I heard a compact disc in the '80s. They came out in '83, and it was somebody who was an audiophile with a really these guys with a really great. Hey, you got to listen to this.
No, I remember the first time I heard it too.
This was on a really
mind-blowing
It was
experience.
mind-blowing. They were like, listen to the set stereo separate.
Yeah.
It was like, holy.
Yeah.
I'll say it. I've already used up my.
Yeah, you've used 4 already.
So I mean, people were, and then so it sounded better.
Yeah.
So when you kids who probably don't know about this, who's listening,
You kids.
when you had records,
Jay hates young people.
you spent so much energy trying to keep them from being scratched and popped.
Right.
You had the cleaning fluid and the cleaning
Yes,
system, and
yes.
you cleaned the stylus, and you put them in the case. And all it took was like one party that was out of control, and all your records were scratched.
Right.
But like a CD, you could open it up and look at it, and if it wasn't like horribly barfed up, it was going to work and be 100% perfect.
Yeah, right.
And if it didn't work, they brought it back and you give them your money back, and but it usually worked.
And they could even,
You buy a used record,
Yep.
unless you're into the aura of like this is the original Jimmy and the Jiminos from 1964. Only 100 were ever pressed, and I've got one of them.
Yeah.
Unless you're into that mentality.
Jimmy and the Jiminos.
Unless you're into that mentality.
I don't know
Yeah.
what bands are real anymore.
I just made that one up.
no,
But it probably is. That's like we say, there's no other band named that, to my knowledge. You got to do it.
All right, so I'm going to bring you back to would you say you were being successful? 90s.
And by some metrics, I was being phenomenally successful.
Awesome.
The year prior to me buying the record store, they did $60,000 in gross revenue, and I was, before I left, it was up to close to $500,000.
Oh, wow.
In gross.
Nice.
I didn't like walk away with anything. I don't know what happened. There was a lot of mismanagement and who knows what. But we were like making. We were bringing.
You were doing well.
But
Okay, so-
we had lost. I had no control over inventory. I was like, I was in way over my head.
Gotcha. What year did you finally walk away? And did you sell it, or did you? What happened?
It's a messy story. I'm not sure how much of that I would get into, but I was out of it by 95.
Out of it by 95. Okay, so you missed. I guess like Napster. When did Napster start?
That was at the sort of towards the end of the decade.
98, 99.
Yeah.
It was definitely
Yeah.
something-
So you didn't have to deal with that at all.
No, and my only the way I reassure myself in the delusions you have in the middle of the night was had I kept my shit together and stayed with it. Had I kept it together and stayed with the store, I would have not made it through that.
Oh, gotcha.
You're reading about that. Even the big guys, a few people made it through. But there were people saying, I can compete with anything, but I can't compete with free.
Yeah,
Because
right.
The interesting thing was I saw that coming.
Really?
I had to
as the father of piracy, of course you saw it coming.
You were you were an early starter there.
Yeah.
Well, this is getting.
I mean, you stopped it though.
Well, then there's
it was
the
the
whole
scurvy. He couldn't keep up.
There's the whole bootleg issue that happened with Down on Campus Records. After I left, they got.
So when you did leave,
Yeah.
it was still a record store when you left.
It was still a record store when I left.
Okay, and then eventually it was not.
It was not.
Do you know when it finished being a record store?
It would have been maybe after 2000 sometimes. He
All right.
had to sell out and get out of there. But he ran into some major legal problems.
Gotcha. All right. So, so after it was a record store, then it did not become a sandwich shop again.
No.
No. It sat empty for a little while, right?
I do not remember.
Yeah.
If there was something in there between Midtown Market and
right.
Well, see that's another part of the story I didn't get to. We were over there on this is an interesting business part of the story. We were over there on Liberty when I first took over with Town and Campus Records Incorporated.
Yes.
We were on Liberty Street, we're right where the parking lot to the jail is now.
The old bag factory.
The old box
Factory.
So they
the bag
decided
factory's in another spot down in Harrisonburg.
They decided to tear that down, and so long story short, I moved over back to the Midtown location.
Oh, okay, cool.
It had been a real estate office in the interim.
Right.
So I moved over there, and I was convinced I was doomed. I was like, you can't convince people, you can't tell people where you are. It's very,
sure.
Even if you move 2 doors down, people get confused. And I remember
Right.
we just dumped everything in there, and I was like, this isn't really that much stuff. It's just all laying there in the middle of the floor. What's going to happen? I don't know. This whole venture, Town Campus Records Incorporated is heading down to Delaware in insolvency. Right? First day we opened up, business was 50% better. Just from being in that new location.
Yeah.
And it never went down from there. Just because people were walking out of the parking deck, heading downtown right by the store. Just a move and a half block radically altered the business with zero advertising.
Right. That is interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
So for people that want to see a little bit of history, right now it's called the Downtown
Midtown Market.
Midtown Market.
Mm-hmm. And you can buy just about anything you need there.
They might even have records in there. No?
Yeah, they got shirts,
Right,
they got beer, they got ice cream, they've got Pepto-Bismol, they've got feminine products, they have Tasty Bite lentils. So
there you go.
If you're hungry, if you're too sober, if you're having a sugar episode or any kind of medical episode, or if you need a shirt.
That's right. If you're the kind of person who needs things.
Elliot has the old Town and Campus Records sign in Wonder Records, I believe.
Oh, okay. Which is right, I guess not next door, across the street.
Across the street.
Across the street, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's very, very cool. Well, thank you for talking to us about it. That
wasn't even interesting, was it?
That was interesting to me.
Okay.
Thanks for sticking with us.
Yeah, no, I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
If you're coming back to the show and you were listening to Waiting for Columbus, you said that album sucked, Jay. What are you talking about?
Well, I am going to throw one thing out before we finish up.
Okay.
It's a bit of a celebration. We have now reached over 10,000 downloads on this.
Whoa!
On this silly little podcast.
Thank you.
That must be my boyfriend in India.
So I don't know. It makes me feel good.
Cool.
I definitely.
Did we get anything from the government for that? A tax credit or something?
Probably just like a piece of
Just more flock cameras looking at your license plates.
maybe like a piece of reflecting pond liner.
Oh, they sell that by the acre now, right?
Yeah, right.
But yeah,
I had nothing to do with that.
I gotta say though, the reflecting pool memes right now are
they are pretty
keeping
good.
me alive.
Yeah, they're pretty
They're
fun.
my favorite.
They are pretty fun.
So feel free to send Bingo His Life all your reflecting pool memes. They'll get it to me.
That's right.
Thank you.
So I definitely wanted to say thank you guys for being a part of it.
Yeah.
And also thank anybody who decides to listen to this show for whatever reason. I think I don't know. I've really enjoyed it. And I think there's some very interesting things. This story about the record store being one of them.
Yeah.
For
Sometimes
people
I like to think of our podcast as like an oral history of now, or even then.
Right.
So
I completely agree.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jay.
All right, you're welcome. Does that mean it's over? Is that Andre Vasconcelos?
That's
Hey,
it.
Plunking away on the bass?
Do we need to thank a couple people first?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I mean,
Well,
if you're bored or
funny.
sad or just need to be uplifted,
That's right.
You will definitely be uplifted if you come to Bingo His Life at Ruby's Arcade at 7:30 on Tuesday.
We do try.
They they're a riot. It doesn't make sense. I don't know how they can keep the joy and the enthusiasm up, but unbridled enthusiasm are the Howdy Shell brothers. That's what they'd bring.
At the Ruby's Arcade in scenic downtown Harrisonburg, at the Wine Brothers building, the new sign, Wizard Mode, is
saw
up.
it. Yes. It looks like, did they have a date? Well, it looks like they're very close to
Coming.
I was talking.
Yeah.
Well, I talked to Jeff on Sunday,
Yeah.
and he was saying next month.
next month.
I think it's
we
one of
will
the-
definitely talk about it as soon as we get a real
But the
date.
sign is up. That's
yeah.
got it. That you know.
The sign is up. Go check it out.
That leads us to thanking our other sponsor, Restless Moons. Have we mentioned Restless
No,
Moons
we
yet
have not
on this
talked about
episode?
Restless-
Whoops,
no.
I better do that.
Yeah. So yeah, Restless Moons is going to be opening up in Wizard Mode.
2 jam sessions going on a Sunday afternoon.
That's what happened this Sunday. It was
Ooh.
it's quite a nice little group there. On the inside they had they started with, well, actually I'm not going to pretend to know how they started, but I do know
How did
that
this happen?
they were doing like a Tom Petty little
Tom
tribute.
Petty hour.
Yeah, hour. And that was fun to listen to. And then outside, you got a bunch of old guys like Jay and myself.
Doing the old time jam?
Yeah, doing old time jam. It
Well,
was
no,
fun.
we were playing. We were doing John Prine.
Oh,
and we
yeah, there was
played,
Prine,
Friend
yeah,
of the Devil, and
It all is the same
Classics.
to me.
But
some others.
it's fun when you go
And G.
when you go out to see local music and you're like, I know why they're covering that Tom Petty song, that Laurel Canyon song,
Yeah.
that Rolling Stones song,
Right.
because they learned that song to participate in the Howdy Shell Brothers musical tribute.
They played Greg Kim. The
Ooh.
Greg Kim band. We had broken up for good just an hour before. Na 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 na
Na na na. Oh yeah, yeah.
That's the
yeah.
first time I ever heard anybody play that anywhere.
That's fun. Cool.
They don't ride like that anymore.
That's it.
Yeah.
You could be on our band.
Hey,
There you go.
you don't want me.
You can get.
I
a
get
ski-
pitchy.
Oh,
Yes, I
that
said pitchy.
That never
Pitchy.
happens. That never happens to me. You just got to record it and go into the computer and go. 3 half steps off.
Auto-tune.
Thank you, Auto Tune.
All right. So what's that mean? We're back to the music.
Yeah, we're good. Yeah,
And
it
Jake-
came back. It was there.
It was
and then
there.
it went away.
It
Now
went
it's
away,
back.
now it's
Wanted to
back.
cover those things.
So that's gonna wrap it up for the Jay Zehr Mystery Nostalgia Tour
Yeah.
for this episode of Bingo is Life. Join us down here at Ruby's Arcade, 7:30.
Yep.
Bingo is Life live and in person with various sterling guests and guest hosts, the Bingo Boys from Briarly Branch. And you can listen to our podcast anytime you want on whatever streaming service you choose. So we'll see you next week, kids.
Yes, Christian Chris. We'll see you next week.
All right.
Bye.
Clapping now.
we're clapping now. Good.
This is the longest ending we've ever done.
Bingo is Life, a post-bingo Harrisonburg podcast, is brought to you by the Brothers Howdy Shell and our friends at Ruby's Arcade in downtown Harrisonburg, Virginia. If you've enjoyed the show and feel it's worth spreading a little joy in this world, please tell just one person that you like this podcast. Word of mouth, more than any other form of promotion, is how creative works get noticed and sustain themselves. Thank you, Andrew Hickey, for that bit of wisdom, and thank you, listeners, for being part of the fun.